Hello, Resurrection. Today is August 4th, Wednesday, and this is my weekly talk. Now, I've warned you that I'm on a kick, right? I have a verse, a passage that's been very much on my heart, nagging me like crazy, and I want to continue to talk about that this week. Now, last week when we all talked, we talked about our youth and our children, and we encouraged them as holding our common mission, as they are the guardians of that mission, and we are training them to take their place as adults with that mission. And they're doing some pretty good ministry. They're showing up to youth group. They're showing up to children's ministry. They're engaged, and we've got good leadership in those roles too, and I'm proud of that. So I want to continue to talk about the youth, but not what the youth are doing, which is pretty good, but our responsibility as the grown-ups to our youth and to our children. So if we hold all things in common, our relationship with each other, our our care of God's creation and of our little parish, and our mission as well. Part of that holding each other in common is adults encouraging children and youth as they do what they do. I have been racking my brain trying to find somebody for the men's group, and I had an older youth member approach me and say, I'm happy to get some things together or organize a project or something like that for the men's group. And I was both ashamed and so proud of that youth for offering to do that. And I may very well take him up on it, and I just kind of think he'd do a pretty good job with it. But as we are watching our youth work hard and our children work hard, it puts an extra little bit of responsibility on us as the adults to not only model that good behavior for them, but to encourage them as they do it. We pair our confirmands with an adult, and a lot of times those relationships that the adults and the confirmands make last for decades and decades. Patrick, my oldest, who we sent off to Tennessee yesterday, to the University of Tennessee, which we handled better than I thought we would. We were very proud of him, actually. And he seems to be doing real well, but I still don't want to talk about it all that much. But the number of cards and hugs and shoulder pats and words of encouragement and things like that, I was wowed at how beautifully supportive Church of the Resurrection has been to my Patrick. And I don't think it's just because Patrick is the priest's son. I think you are that way to everybody. I think about Thoby, and I think about Elliot and Emily, and I think about the Hendrickses, and all the folks who have come through in the last years, and how beautifully supportive the parish has been. And I want to congratulate you in that, because that is how we hold the education, the formation of our children and youth. That's how we hold that in common. So I've reminded you before that resurrection is not the kind of place where anyone sits alone. And in this case, I guess I specifically mean that as our youth and our kids, you are engaged with them. And I love that. Engage some more. Knock yourself out with it, because having church people who love you as a kid, I am a testament to how much that means. I grew up Southern Baptist, and I can't say that I ever felt really truly supported by the ministers of the church, but those good Baptist folks, they were there for me in all in growing up. It was the Baptists who filled up the Episcopal pews at our wedding. We hadn't been Episcopalian that long, but those church people had our backs, and I see you doing that to the kids and the youth at Resurrection, and that is something I love. And it's also a way that we really will grow the Church of Christ. It's one of the many ways when we will do that. So reach out to your youth. Reach out to your kids. If you are a godparent to somebody, that comes with serious responsibilities. I'd love to talk to you about that sometime. I'd love to talk to you about what we can do to back them up, our youth and our kids, and to encourage them. But for now, I'd say just keep doing what you're doing and maybe a little more. And, uh, and the relationships that will grow out of that holding these responsibilities in common will reap dividends. I promise you, it will. I love you. I love that the attendance is picking back up in church. I have not heard anything about masks in church from the bishop or from the authorities in Tennessee. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I don't want to. I don't want to wear a mask, and I know that you don't want to wear a mask either. But of course, we know that there are a million factors that go into making that decision. So I'll keep you informed on what I know. Wear your mask this Sunday. Don't wear your mask this Sunday. That is a personal choice. I will continue to wear mine. And I would say that probably 25% of our congregation in the late service was wearing a mask. So you won't feel odd whether you do or whether you don't. We're gonna kind of hold that burden in common as well, and we're certainly not going to cause problems for any of our brothers and sisters, no matter what their decision is for now. I love you. I will see you on Sunday.